LG unveiled its successor, the aptly named G Flex 2, today during a CES 2015 press conference. Equipped with a 5.5-inch touchscreen that has a 23-degree arcade, the device will initially launch in Korea later this month, with other countries following suit. In the United States, AT&T, Sprint, and the United States Cellular have already announced plans to carry the handset, while in the UK Vodafone will stock it exclusively for 6 weeks after launch. Display. The LG G Flex 2 kicks in the extra resolution necessary to make it Full HD, meaning its flexible OLED is now on par with other 1080p screens out there, including the Moto X. It's no longer 720p and stretched to 6 inches. At 5.5 inches, those 1080p lines of resolution are even more dense, equating the pixel count to 403 pixels per inch, up from the old 245 ppi. What's clear right about the LG G Flex 2 display is that it's more durable than the first Flex as well as traditionally shaped smartphones. It's not completely flexible as the name suggests, but the phone does have some give, as evidenced by my finger forcefully pressing down on the phone's curved back hump. Design. Available in platinum silver and flamenco red, the G Flex 2 sports a more premium aesthetic than the original, and during my brief time with it, it felt incredibly luxe. At 5.9 inches tall, 3 inches wide, and with a profile of 0.3 to 0.4 inches at the thickest, 149 by 75 by 7.1 to 9.4 millimeters, the device is smaller and 15% lighter, 5.4 ounces or 152 grams, as well. Given my petite grip, this size tweak meant that the handset is more manageable and comfortable to hold. It also fit easier, though not effortlessly, in my jean pockets. As for its eye-catching curve, the phone has a 23-degree arc, which lends to a more immersive viewing experience. Though not a rugged device by any means, the G Flex 2 is designed to withstand a certain degree of abuse. It can flex straight when you push or step on the handset with the display facing downward. LG has also improved on the slick protective coating that's on the back of the phone, so that it can mend everyday scuffs and scratches faster. I got a chance to run my keys across the back several times. While I didn't notice a faster healing time per SE, the coating did well to protect the G Flex 2 against any markings my keys might have left. One of the biggest improvements with the device is its display. I was previously disappointed that the first G Flex only had a 720p resolution, but LG has now bumped that up to 1080p. And given the size decrease, it now measures 5.5 inches instead of 6, the screen has a higher pixel density of 403 ppi, resulting in a noticeably sharper display. LG also reported that the Gorilla Glass touchscreen is treated in-house to make it more durable. The process requires the panel to be chemically treated with a very hot gas, and makes it 20% stronger than when left untreated. Hardware and key components. The G Flex 2 joins the ranks of Samsung's Korean-exclusive Galaxy Note 4 as one of the first few mobile devices to include the powerful Snapdragon 810 quad-core processor from Qualcomm. The 64-bit octa-core CPU has a clock speed of 2 GHz, and promises smooth gameplay and graphics rendering. Also powering the handset is a 3,000 mAh battery. Though its capacity has decreased, the original had a 3,500 mAh battery while T-Mobile's G Flex had a 3,400 mAh battery. LG reports that battery performance has altogether improved. It will charge faster, and the company says the G Flex 2 can regain 50% of its juice in under 40 minutes. Of course, once we get our hands on a review unit, we'll see if these numbers hold up. Interface. LG's skinned version of Android 5.0 Lollipop should also extend LG G Flex 2's battery life, evening out the naturally smaller capacity. It is a 5.5-inch phone after all. Other new software features include Glance View, a way to peek at the time and notifications with a single swipe held down from the top. LG's skinned version of Android 5.0 Lollipop should also extend LG G Flex 2's battery life, evening out the naturally smaller capacity. It is a 5.5-inch phone after all. Other new software features include Glance View, a way to peek at the time and notifications with a single swipe held down from the top. LG admitted that the original G Flex had a camera that didn't meet most users' expectations, but the 13-megapixel snapper on the G Flex 2 intends to right those wrongs. It has advanced optical image stabilization, laser autofocus, and dual flash all on the back. On the front, there's a 2.1-megapixel front-facing camera. Camera and video. For your video chatting and selfie needs, the G Flex 2 has a 2.1-megapixel front-facing shooter. Due to the popularity of selfie sticks, LG has integrated motion recognition that allows the camera to sense whenever it's being lowered from on high by a stick or a raised arm. When it picks up on this movement, a preview of the last taken photo will immediately appear without the user having to manually check for him or herself. On the back is a 13-megapixel shooter that can record full HD video. Like the G3, it has a laser-guided autofocus, as well as dual flashes and optical image stabilization. Early verdict. With the G Flex 2, however, it looks like LG may be leading the way when it comes to the curve. By consciously making the device higher end, LG has given users more of an incentive to be interested. If the bend doesn't hook you in, what about its top-of-the-line processor or ultra-crisp display? Understandably, with this bump in hardware, users will be expected to fork out much more money than before. But if the success of many top-tier smartphones reveals anything about the market, it's that people are more willing to pay up if the specs are right. The specs make sense and the G Flex release date is expected in the first half of this year, debuting in Korea first in January.